Welcome back.
We're having too much fun on this show, can I just tell you right now?
But we're happy you're back anyway.
We're so happy that you're back, and we think we're funny, but you know who's really funny is Barbara Powell.
Our next guest.
She is a comedian, a true comedian who has a show. You've probably seen it. It's called Food, Friends, and Fun.
And if you haven't seen it, tune in. When does it air?
Thursdays at 10 o'clock.
Thursdays at 10 o'clock.
Thank
here
you
on
so
Channel
much.
6.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure.
We don't usually talk over each other, but we don't usually get this excited about having a guest.
That's true. You know what?
And my nose itches, so I don't know about you guys.
So see, we're all itch.
It's all good.
Itchy, scratchy, but yeah. So it's fun. It's fun to meet another person who does a show.
Yes,
right?
yes.
It's fun because there's so much creativity involved, and you hope people will come and you watch your show, and you want to provide some really good quality entertainment and stuff. But you're not only just doing Food, Friends, and Fun. You're also doing, and you're here to promote a musical.
Yes, a musical comedy. Kind of as we were discussing, the genesis was several years ago. Terry Fizet, who's a well-known director in the community, did a show called Love, Sex, and Laguna Woods Village. And it featured Peg and Jim, who were having a little marital problems, so they would go see a marriage counselor. But Cupid and Cupette decided to come down and help them out. So the scenes revolved around being in the psychiatrist, marriage counselor's office, Cupid and Cupette, and then tied in singing, dancing, sketch comedy with all lead-ins from the different scenes from the doctor and Cupette. And
how fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. So
now they've all grown up, and
yes,
it's the later date.
Jim and Peg are dealing with, it's called Grandparents' Revenge, the musical.
I love this.
They are dealing with and it's based on a true story in a sense. Terry was diagnosed with ALS about 4 years ago. And she moved up to LA to be close to her grandchildren and her daughter and her son-in-law. And once she and her husband started spending time, they were scratching. Okay, are we all going to scratch? That's
a head scratch of a different kind.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like, well, how come they're not letting their kids have sugar? What's wrong with watching DVDs and all that kind of stuff? The new parenting, which you guys look like you're kind of in the new parenting, this one. Yeah.
My children go from 18 to 6. So I am right in the middle of it all. And it's funny because we're on a sugar diet right now. So we have lots of fun with that.
To eat sugar or to not eat sugar?
Yes, it's only sugar.
Oh, yeah, it's Christmas.
Diet. I know, right? No, but we actually, it's a long story that we don't need to get into, but I was trying not to buy my kids Disneyland passes. And they were begging for Disneyland passes. And I'm like, sure, if you don't eat sugar for a year, that'll happen.
And they said?
And they said, okay.
Wow.
And they are vigilant.
Wow.
And I keep telling them, showing them, cookies. If you don't want a Disneyland pass,
you're
have
evil.
a cookie.
She looks so sweet.
She does, right?
I know.
But dang it, I think I'm going to have to buy him Disneyland passes.
Well, they'll deserve it.
They will. They absolutely will deserve it. So. Anyway, so this Grandparents' Revenge.
So Terry is in a wheelchair with ALS and basically has the use of one finger on this hand. And she's just an indomitable spirit. I mean, this illness is not defining her. She's all there. And we were talking with her earlier in the year, and she said, I have one more show in me. And we said, well, let's see if we can make that happen. So we went, Bob and I are members of Theater Guild, and we said, can we get the show done for Terry? And they said, of course. So I co-wrote it with her because it was her creative genius, but she's kind of a little bit handicapped. So we teamed together and we wrote this show, and my husband and I are directing it with Terry and producing it, which is something we've never done before on that magnitude. We've done little shows, but nothing.
So when will it be?
It's February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Okay.
And
in Clubhouse
3,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it's really we're trying to sell it out in honor
wait to see this.
of Terry, because we're not sure. She going to do another show.
It sounds like something everyone would enjoy.
It is. It cuts across all the barriers.
Well, even the title itself, I already know where this is headed. Grandparents' Revenge.
So the her daughter and son-in-law call and say, oh, guess what, we're coming to California, we're going to spend 2 weeks with you, and we're bringing our 4 kids. And Ronnie's parents, Herb and Mary Jane Stoner, the alternative lifestyle couple whom Jim and Peg have never met. They're very straight. So yeah,
it sounds
hilarity
wonderful.
ensues. The real life Ronnie and Rachel, her daughter and son-in-law, are in it. Her granddaughter Indira and her grandson Ashwin are in it.
Oh, that's so
and
great.
It's really a warm and funny show.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so excited to see that.
Yeah.
That's coming up in February.
February 2nd,
Yeah,
3rd,
do we
and
get
4th.
to see it?
Let's go see it. Will you be
Okay.
my date?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I'm in.
thank you. Awesome.
That would be great.
It'll be a no sugar night though,
Yeah,
and
it
no
will.
caffeine for you.
Well,
either.
no, I can have sugar because I'm not on a sugar
That's
diet.
There's also a no-host bar, a GRF bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds
Although
great.
that is a form of sugar. So
That's okay.
yeah.
We'll be there.
That's okay.
That would be
we're
great
excited.
fun.
Okay, so and tell us a little bit more about your show. What time is your show on? When can
Okay.
everyone see it?
Thursday at 10 o'clock, and it's
Food, friends, and fun.
right. So we do sketch comedy, singing, dancing, and cooking. We have a cooking segment. We're trying to show how you can cook for one, which, as you know, is difficult for a lot of folks in the village.
I know.
eating.
I cook for one.
Yeah.
I do. But then I come here and I cook for all of them. It makes it so much
I know,
easier.
isn't it fun?
Love it. We all love it, and I think, you know, but really, I think I would have a hard time cooking for one, just because I have a hard time cooking. Period. And I could just see myself.
It sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah, we made Indira, the little 7-year-old who's on the show. We are cooking with her in January, and
great.
we made lasagna cupcakes, which are cupcakes.
Just lasagna in a
Yeah.
cupcake pan.
With a wonton wrapper, and
Oh,
then
that
you just
sounds
Because you don't
amazing.
actually have to cook for one. You're eating for one.
just
but-
get the
you
bite-sized
batch
portions.
cook.
Yeah.
Okay, I've
Then
done
you
this.
can
This
freeze
reminds
that.
me of college, where I made a whole tub of stovetop stuffing, and then I would just go in and eat it every day.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, I got it. I totally got
Something
this.
like that.
Yeah. Or you could put it in little muffin tins and freeze it and have it later.
That's great.
Yeah. It sounds like fun. It sounds like our cooking segment could grow up to be your show.
That's-
But it's going to take a while for it to grow up.
Yeah.
Because it's all dependent on her. I have no.
So
I
do you
know,
have
but you
guests
have
on the
real-
show? You do?
Yeah, we
and You do it with
do.
your husband?
We do, and we have Ernestine from Laugh In. We have someone, and she's the fan favorite. She,
Amazing.
you know, one ringy dingy, you know, she's spot on. And we always have singing and dancing and
Very
sketch
fun.
comedy,
Oh,
and
that's
mostly from Theater Guild and Old Pros. Our friends from over the years. We've been in theater 8 years, so people enjoy.
There's so much great stuff that goes on here in
Yes.
the community.
It is
so
just amazing. You know, one of the Old Pros, I've forgotten his name. Amazing man, completely hilarious. I was talking with him one day, and he was like, you know, here in Laguna Woods, the reason that we live so long and we're so healthy is we completely ignore all the doctors.
There might be something to that.
Yep, I think there is.
That was great. I thought it was
There is.
funny.
But we've
So-
had a number of guests from Old Pros, and Old Pros actually was a studio audience for us for one of
Oh,
our events,
right.
and they were just terrific. What wonderful people.
And Shirley is fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, Sheila?
Sheila, I mean.
Sheila. Yeah.
Sheila.
And this is the other club, the Theater Guild, that's doing this one. So. But we cross-pollinate.
Very fun. Well, we would like to cross-pollinate with your show
Yes,
also.
I think
we're
so.
going to have to
Yes.
start doing more of this.
A lot of synergy. I think it would
It'll
be
be
wonderful.
loads of fun. Maybe we'll have you guys over for a cook-off one day.
Yeah.
It's amazing to do it with no cooking, actually. So we do compilation. more than
I
we
use
do
a hot
cooking.
plate, and I think you guys use a lot of blenders.
We
and
do
stuff.
blenders and food processors and hand mixers that go whoosh.
Yeah,
and
go
all that
along.
kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, we do it for the physical comedy.
Not intentionally.
Unintentional physical
Exactly.
comedy.
It does feel a little bit Lucille Ball-ish at some point.
Yes, yeah.
We're all making little chocolate cookie balls. And
That's right.
My cooking assistant, Carol, doesn't cook at all. It's hysterical. She always wears like real interesting aprons, and there's a lot of shtick involved. It's a
That's very
gas.
fun.
That is wonderful.
I look
right, well,
forward
let's
to
have a date
seeing
and
it.
do
We'll
that.
definitely
Let's
do
do
that.
that.
Really
Well,
fun.
thank you so much. Tell us again,
you.
the show is Grandparents' Revenge,
The musical.
the musical.
February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And
Okay.
it's rated PG.
Okay. Well, I'm sure everyone is going to turn out and you'll have a sold-out crowd.
I hope so.
No
Thank you
problem.
so much.
Thanks so
Thank
much
you
for
so much
being
for
here.
being
Yay, that's great. And we'll be right back.